Hi everyone, and welcome to another speed build. Today I'm sharing a mid-century modern family home, and I really wanted to make one of these because around a month ago, when I put up that community post asking for ideas for an upcoming Let's Build, one of the suggestions was to make a mid-century modern family home in Oasis Springs. And after that post, I made another one with a poll with 3 ideas to narrow it down further. And the mid-century modern family home ended up being one of those ideas, but it didn't end up winning. It did come in second though, and a few people said that they wanted to see me make one in a speed build, so I really wanted to do that for those of you who wanted to see that. And I was trying to give this house a different shape because I wanted to make something that was a bit different than a lot of the mid-century modern family homes that you see in The Sims, because a lot of them have kind of a similar facade to them, and I made homes in this style as well, where it's a bit wider in the front. It has what looks like a wide gable roof over it. Hopefully you'll know what I mean. So I just wanted to try something that was still mid-century but had a bit of a different look to it. So I did Google mid-century modern family home to get some ideas, and I found this floor plan that I believe it looked like it was from one of those older floor plan books, kind of like the Sears catalog. I don't know if it was actually from that, but I found one like this, and I thought it was really cool because it had this nice carport on it, and that was something else I wanted to have, because we did get all those cars unlocked with it wasn't the most recent patch at this point, but it was that patch where they unlocked all of those world objects. So I really wanted to be able to have a house where I could stick one of those cars in the front of it and not have to just use a blurry sized up cars. So that was something I wanted to incorporate into it. And I also have that pile of plants over there because I just went through before I started the build and pulled all this stuff out of those unlocked objects that I thought would be really useful for the landscaping, because I was also really excited to try a bunch of those new objects. So I think this is pretty much the first speed build I've done where I've really taken advantage of all of this plants, and this has been in the works for a while. I started working on this build around 3 or 4 weeks ago, I believe, because I was hoping to have it up around the time that Moschino stuff released, but then that came out what I wasn't expecting it to, so I just put this on the back burner to make the apartment for that, and then I just had a very busy couple of weeks, so that is why I haven't had a video up in a little over a week. And some of you may have seen the community post I made where I said that I had a whole bunch of wedding related stuff going on, so I unfortunately had to take a little bit of a break, because in case any of you are watching this and, in case any of you are watching this are new and don't know, I am getting married very soon, in a little over 3 weeks actually, so it's coming up quick, and it's getting to that point where it's just crazy busy. There's so much to do. It's getting kind of overwhelming. So the Saturday before this past one was my bridal shower, and then I had a whole bunch of wedding planning related stuff to do the Friday and Sunday on either side of that, and then this past weekend was my bachelorette party, so I went to the beach, and that was a really fun, relaxing trip. And then during the week between that, we had some friends visiting from out of town, so they stayed with us. So I just absolutely did not have any time to work on videos, and I didn't really have time to pre-record, because when you're working full-time and planning a wedding, it's really hard to find time to do all of that. So I just kind of had to put this off to the side and take a break and focus on all of that stuff, which was nice. Like, it was very nice to get a break from my usual routine and just really fully focus on all this other stuff that's going on in my life. So it was relaxing. I definitely do feel a bit better rested after that break. I'm excited to get back into things and make some videos, although with the wedding coming up very soon, things are going to be a little bit sporadic in terms of uploads. I'll try to do the best I can to upload as much as I can, but you're going to be seeing some, 3 or 4 day or more gaps in uploads probably. And I'll probably be taking another week break from uploading right around the wedding, because obviously right then I want to focus on the wedding and all of that. So yeah, that's just what's going to be going on with my channel over the next month or so. It's just a very exciting time in my life right now, so I'm trying my best to focus on that while trying to balance everything else that's going on. So yeah, it's just going to be a little, maybe a little, probably a few less uploads on here over the next month. But now that life update's out of the way, I want to get on to talking about the build more. So as you can see, it has really started to take shape. I'm working on the landscaping, so I just had a lot of fun adding all of these different unlocked flowers in here, because there are some absolutely beautiful ones. Like, I really love those lavender plants. You can see that one right there. So I use that quite a bit in the landscaping, and I also found these stones, and they're just so pretty, so cute. So I thought those would make a really nice walkway, and I also stuck some gravel underneath them, which was probably unnecessary, but I kind of like the look of that. And, just kind of like they're stepping stones within the gravel. I thought that looked really nice. And I also changed the shape of the roof a bit into it, as you may have seen, because the picture that I found, and I'll try to find it and put a link to it or put in the video or something like that, because as I said, I started on this 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I don't remember exactly where I found what I was looking at, but the picture that I found had more of a flat roof to it. But I found that making flat roofs on mid-century modern family homes in The Sims doesn't look quite as good as it does in real life. So I ended up having to get rid of the hipped roofs that I had because they just looked awful, and replacing it with this half gable roof, which looks a lot better, and I feel still keeps with the mid-century modern vibe. And I also like that flat area that's over the front walkway there, and then you got that planter on the side. I think that's a really fun look, and that was something that was in the floor plan that I saw. And I thought over here in the carport would be a perfect spot for these trash cans. And I just really like how that cute van looks in there. I wanted to use a van because this is a family home, so I thought, maybe they want a minivan to be able to shuttle their kids around. This house isn't very big on the first level. It is only 2 bedrooms, but I did end up putting a basement in because I wanted to give this home a bit more space. I wanted there to be more room for expansion if this is something that you choose to download. So, if you move a family in here and they have 2 kids, you want them to have a third or something like that, then you can always turn one of the rooms that's in the basement into another bedroom. So it just kind of gives you some space to work with to customize this house to your family a little bit better and to just have more to work with. But right now we're on the backyard, so I'm making this kind of paved area out back here that has it just ends up having a table with an umbrella over it and then some planters. And that's kind of it. There wasn't really a lot of space in the backyard, and there isn't a door to the backyard from the back of the house. So you do have to go out the side and around a gate to get back there, but that was what there was in the floor plan. And I do like that's a little bit different than what I usually do with houses as far as having a deck off the backyard and all of that. I just did like that this house was something a bit different than what I usually make in terms of the layout, and it was a lot of fun to make, especially with the landscaping. Once again, usually, and I've said this before, usually landscaping is one of my least favorite parts of building, but because of all the new objects we had, I actually had a lot of fun with it, and I'm very happy with how it turned out. Like, this backyard just looks really pretty. It's maybe a little bit full with plants, but I just think it looks very nice. It's kind of like this nice oasis in the middle of the desert. But while all this landscaping and backyard furnishing is going on, I wanted to talk about the upcoming Realm of Magic game pack. I'm pretty excited for this one. I don't think I've talked about it on the channel yet because they did kind of announce it at EA Play, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't mentioned anything about it on the channel yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. I did see the trailer that came out last week, of course, and it looks like it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited to learn more about it. I like that they have the familiars. That is really cool, and it's also really cool that I saw one that looks like it's a void critter. So it's neat that they're continuing to put the void critters to use it in future packs, and it's really neat that they're actually going to be something that your Sims can see out in the world. So I'm really curious to learn how the familiars are going to work exactly. And I saw that there was a dragon one and a phoenix one, and they can also have fairies as familiars. You can also make your Sims pets familiars, so they can have a cat one, which is really neat. So I just cannot wait to learn more about that, and also all of the new spells. And I believe they said there's going to be a skill tree for witches, or not witches, they're actually called spellcasters in this, which does actually sound pretty cool. But they're gonna have a skill tree like the vampires do, which is really neat. I'm glad they're gonna do that because the mermaids didn't have that, and I was a bit disappointed by that because I really like how the skill trees give the ability to really customize your occults and have a lot of variety with them. I thought that was something really neat with vampires because you could have a vampire who's good, or you could have a vampire who's really evil and vicious. So I'm glad that's something they're going to be implementing for spellcasters, because that would have been perfect for mermaids, because you could build up a mermaid who is a good mermaid and helps people, or more of an evil siren type mermaid who is all about wreaking havoc. So yeah, I was kind of disappointed that with Island Living they made it so mermaids just have all of their abilities right from the get-go, but then again, that was part of an expansion pack, but still, I don't think that's really an excuse to not implement that kind of a thing. But thankfully that's going to be the case for this. And also the worlds look really cool because you've got the one that's Glimmerbrook, that's just more of a regular neighborhood, like a regular residential neighborhood, although it is very small, but just kind of this rural forest, area that's nested in a forest. And then you've got the more magical realm, which are like these floating cloud islands that look really, really cool. So I cannot wait to learn more about that as well. I just overall cannot wait to learn more about that series or that pack. And I can't wait to make videos on it either. Like, I cannot wait to see all of the new build and buy mode objects and the create a sim objects and put them to use. I'm not going to be doing a Let's Play in case anyone is wondering about that. It's just clearly, as I said earlier, with what I said earlier in the video, is clearly not a good time right now to start a new Let's Play, so I'm not going to be doing that, but I'll definitely be making some builds, and maybe I'll implement spellcasters into future Let's Plays. We'll see how that goes. Hopefully get time to play with them on my own, but yeah, unfortunately, there's not going to be a Let's Play, but I'm pretty sure my New York Let's Build, or my New York Brownstone Let's Build is definitely not going to be done by that time at all. So it might be kind of cool to maybe make a spellcaster's apartment in that. That might be kind of a fun way to implement that a little bit. Like this secret spellcaster has moved to New York City and they want to do spells in their apartment. I don't know, that might be a fun idea for that series, but anyway, right now we are on to the furnishing of this house, and as you can see, we have the main living area of it done. It is very cramped though. It's a combined living room and dining room area, which is a different layout than I usually do with my houses, but I like how cramped it is. Like, this is just a very small house, so I really imagine it as being the house of a family who was just starting out. Like, they've got very young kids. This is kind of like their first house that they bought. Maybe they'll move on to something else eventually, or maybe they'll just stay here, but they're kind of making the best of the smaller space that they have. And I also really like this kitchen. I love those linoleum floors from Bowling Stuff that I put in here. I don't use those a lot, but I thought they fit into this house perfectly, and I was trying to go for the look that this house was maybe partially renovated. Some parts of it have been updated, made to look a little bit more modern, and then other parts of it are still very dated and are kind of stuck back in the 60s. So I was thinking that the flooring in the kitchen here could be something that was maybe original to the house or added in the 70s or 80s or something like that, and then perhaps they put up that new backsplash to modernize it a little bit. And at some point in the 90s they got new appliances, so things have been kind of upgraded here and there. So it's kind of a mix of more modern, updated, and things that are kind of in the past. And I just like the orange and blue color scheme that it has. That's always a color scheme that I really enjoy. And then we got some pops of yellow in here to brighten it up a little bit. So I really am very happy with how this kitchen turned out. And I was trying to add some more clutter next to the sink with just some dishes there. Like, maybe they're dirty dishes that were just left there to be cleaned at a later date, because they got young kids. It's kind of hard to keep up on everything. So it's a little bit messy here and there. I was trying to show that somewhat in here. And over on this side, we've just got a space for some appliances. So we got the coffee maker and the microwave over here. So even though this kitchen is fairly small, I think it was only 4x4 tiles, I feel like there's still a good bit of space. You still got what you need to have a kitchen and a little bit extra. So the layout for this worked out pretty well. And then that arch there does go through to the side door, so you can get out the house from that as well. Or you can go down the stairs to get to the basement from there. And I was trying to stick some paneling there to make it tie in with the paneling in the basement a little bit. And I was trying to figure out what to put on that wall there as decoration. So I just added those towel hooks there that came with Spa Day, because I was thinking, maybe those could be like hooks you put plastic grocery bags on, because I know I have that in my house where there's a door to go outside on the side of the house right across from the door to go to the basement, and then between that we just have these hooks to place plastic bags on, although we are trying to not use plastic bags as much because it's not great for the environment and all of that, but we still get a few here and there, so that's where we stick those. So I thought that was something that kind of worked. But right now we're on to the bathroom, and I really like how this bathroom turned out. It has a pink and gray color scheme to it, which I thought was really fun, and that is something that I think works with this being a house from the 60s, because as I discussed in past videos, I used to live in a house that was built in the 60s, and it had pink tile in the kitchen, and it also had a pink bathtub, and this bathtub is pink, so I thought that tied in with that pretty nicely. It was something kind of fun. And I also like those tiles that I used in here. I don't think I've really used that tile flooring much. So it was nice to get a chance to use that. But right now we're onto the bedrooms, and I used blue carpet in those. I thought that was something kind of fun because I usually don't use a blue carpet. Like if I do use carpet, it's usually the bland beige carpet. So I thought that'd be kind of fun to tie in this being older. You know, like maybe it's blue carpet from the 60s or the 70s or 80s or something like that. You know, like they pulled up the carpet in the living room and replaced that, or you know, like pulled up the carpet in the living room and exposed the hardwood flooring that's underneath. But then in the bedrooms, maybe they hadn't gotten a chance to do that. And then we also have this dated wood paneling in the bedroom. So this is kind of an area of the house that they really haven't had a chance to update yet. And I also got to put a lot of the mid-century modern furniture from Get Famous to use, which I was very happy about because I do really like this dresser and it just fits in with the house so well. I also like that bed that I used. So we're of course just cluttering up the dresser right now, and I liked how well that mirror fit in above it because it just kind of, you know, came in at just the right spot above that dresser, and it also matched it very well. And over on this wall, we just got some of those digital photo frames that came with Moschino stuff. So I was trying to add some of those frames throughout the house because I was imagining that's where they would put family photos of their kids. So you may have seen where I put that collage photo frame in the living room. And on this table here below the TV, we just have some magazines and a candle, and that's about it. And I was thinking maybe I could put a camera above that, but unfortunately the camera wasn't snapping to any of the surfaces, so I couldn't get it to fit on that in a way that looked like it wasn't floating. So I had to scrap that idea, unfortunately, because I don't know why. Like, I could have sworn those cameras snapped to objects in the past, but for some reason lately they haven't been snapping right. I don't know if I'm just completely remembering things wrong. They never really snapped in the first place, but I don't know what's been going on, but they have not been snapping as well as I remember them snapping in the past and stuff. But we're on to the kids' bedroom right now, and I just continue that whole blue carpet and wood paneling thing in here as well. So in this room, we've got a child bed and a toddler bed, and I was trying to go with different colors for them. Like, I was trying to make them look coordinated, but at the same time, not too matchy-matchy, so it looks like they just bought two very different pieces of furniture for their kids and tried to make it fit together. And then we got this colorful dresser that doesn't quite go with that, but I like the look of things not perfectly matching in this room. I thought that was very fun for a kid's room, and I just took a few of those school projects on the dresser there, like they were ones that the kid was working on. I thought that was very fun. So I imagine the child sim as being one who's into science. You know, they like working on projects for the science fair and all that. So I was trying to show that throughout this room, and I also imagine them as being into robots. So we've got the robot lamp there, we've got the robot school project, and then I stuck another robot school project on the desk in the room. So that's definitely what I was thinking for them. And in the basement of this house, there is a room that's used as a study that could very easily be used as another bedroom. So my thought for this is that maybe as the kids get older and they possibly have another kid, they could maybe move the oldest kid down to the basement, you know, like when they're a teen, that could be their bedroom. So if you download this house, that's something that you could always do if you're wanting another bedroom or you're looking to expand a little bit. There we have that second robot school project that I was talking about. I just thought that looked really cute. Like, maybe that was our first attempt at making that, and it didn't turn out so good, but they perfected over a few different attempts. So the one on the dresser is the one that turned out a little bit better, but there's not too much more to this bedroom. I ended up replacing these posters that I'm placing here with a mirror. I thought that'd be something good to have in this room here, and we just stick a few more posters around, and then that is it, and we're on to the basement. So with this basement, I just did the whole wood paneling thing that I like to do in basements. I know I've done quite a few of these dated 60s-esque wood panel basements, but I just really have a soft spot for those. I wouldn't personally want one myself, but I don't know. I just think that's something that's so realistic because a house like this probably would have had wood paneling in its basement at one point, and I just see this as being an area that they haven't really gotten to updating at all. You know, maybe at some point in the future they'll replace this with some nice hard flooring or nicer carpet, and then put actual regular wallpaper up, but for now this is just kind of what the basement looks like, and it's just this very nice large play area for their children because there wasn't really a lot of space for toys for the two kids upstairs. So I thought this space down here would be absolutely perfect for that, but if that's not what you want, you could always turn this into more of a second living room area, or maybe kind of a rec area with a foosball table and some darts. That could definitely work very well, but just for this family, this is what I saw working the best. So We don't have too much more to do in here, just placing some posters around, adding some details, finishing up with that. And I also added some movie posters in. I always like adding those in those areas, like they're posters from the kids' favorite movies that they want to have around. So that is it for that part of the room, or part of the basement. We do have another bathroom down here, so thankfully there's not just one bathroom in the house, so you won't have to worry about Sims having trouble trouble getting to the bathroom as much as there is the other one down here. But this one definitely is not as nice. I was making it to be kind of this rough bathroom basement that's not really the best, and it's probably not used a ton. And I used this flooring that I used in the bathrooms in my brownstone Let's Build series because I hadn't used this flooring before that, and then I found in that series, I was like, wait, this is actually kind of cool for more dated bathrooms. So I really wanted to throw it into this one. And then apart from that, we just got some crappier looking drywall that looks like it's seen some damage. Maybe it's gotten water damage on the bottom at some points. I mean, it probably should replace at that point, but that's kind of what I was going for. It's a basement. You don't really take care of things quite as well down in the basement, so it's just it needs a new fresh painted coat, but hasn't gone it yet. So this area right here is a combination laundry area / gym area. I thought this would be a good space to add in some more skill building items because I was originally thinking about making it just a storage area and putting those metal shelves in here that I like to use and just sticking a bunch of clutter on it, but I thought this was something that would actually be a lot more useful for game playing. So this is a space that one or both the parents like to go into to work out in rather than going to the gym. And then over here we just got this table that I was thinking you could imagine was used for folding the laundry before they get upstairs. So we just got a pile of folded clothes there and then a pile of clothing that still needs to be folded. And apart from that, I didn't really add a ton of color down here because I was trying to add some more decorations in here, but it just felt kind of weird for the space because, this is just a unfinished basement area, so I didn't really see there being a need to decorate it too much. So we just got some exercise posters in here, and that's really about it. Apart from that, it's pretty simple. And the last room that we have is the study room, which, as I said, is the one that you could very easily turn into another bedroom down the road. So I just stuck some closets there because I wasn't really feeling the open square shape of the room, so I thought that made it look a little bit better and made it feel more like something that could be turned into a bedroom if you wanted it to be. And it's actually pretty spacious and is the same size as the bedrooms upstairs. So we just have some skill building items in here, of course. We've got the desk with the computer on it. We got a bookshelf, and then I also put a keyboard in here and then an art easel with that little paint spattered rug underneath of it. So there isn't really a ton to this room. I was trying to add more decorations to it, but it just didn't really feel quite right here, so I kept this room a bit more simple. But we are almost at the end of the building part of the video, so as usual, if you want to download this, there will be a link to do so in the description. There'll be other stuff in there, how to find it in-game, and that's gonna be all from me, so if you enjoy the rest of the video.